so AA, crucial members of larger structures. They're responsible for achieving air neutrality and superiority from the ground. You're a purely reactional force, and you're more of a deterrent. Anything, most of the time you just have to make a lock, and they'll bugger off. Versing players. With AI, they don't really give a shit. Fortunately. Anyway, you work in teams of 2, so I'll have you pairing up again. Anyway, just a quick brief on how the missile actually works. It doesn't impact and then explode. It reaches a close distance away from the aircraft before exploding. That way you're more likely to do damage and not miss.
That's why it's called a missile.
Yes, not a rocket.
Wait, is that why they're called missiles and rockets?
Missiles have tracking, rockets are like single trajectory. It's a joke, Hopster.
If
Straight over
remember
there.
LAT,
Yeah, they can
MAT,
do that too.
you're familiar with tandem shooting?
Yep.
Anyway, as always, communication is vital. Also, positioning. You need to find cover that corresponds to the air threat, things like reverse slopes or concealment. We cover that in advanced basic. Advanced rifleman. But we'll cover it again here if you need it. Anyway, perhaps most of all, timing is the main factor when it comes to having a successful hit. If it's an AI rotary threat, engaging from long distance is preferable. Now, this isn't because of any strategic benefit. It's just that the AI are dumb, and that as soon as they register a missile launch, they'll dump flares only once. If you don't want to abuse the system, or if they're too close, you want to be aiming for a side-on hit, like while they're with their sides to you, or their rear. It's very similar to a tank. I would actually prefer a front-on hit, because flares usually eject from the rear, and the more chance of exploding is the further away the target is from the flares, which is when you're aiming at the front. I don't know why people say aim at the rear.
You say at their rear because that way the pilot doesn't see where you're shooting from.
Good point.
AI obviously doesn't really matter, but PvP it will.
Spanny, what about a directly below them hit?
That's also good, but that's probably not going to happen a whole bunch.
Look out for strapping ace.
Yeah. That'll
Careful
happen.
of falling debris.
Exactly, you don't want them to come down on top of you. That's another thing. Be aware of where the target's going to crash. And aim when they're not over friendly forces. The short range is preferable. With the jet, you want to on the rear and closer sooner than later. Again, you don't want a front on shot. You want just as they've passed over you. But preferably a oblique rear shot or just a dead on rear. And again, closer rather than later. Further, sorry. Anyway. Alright, to do a tandem hit. Both members need to ready a launcher. You need to designate who's going to fire first. First shot. Theory here is that the first shot will trigger the countermeasures. And the second shot will follow up, and well, there's a break in the countermeasures. Anyway, so the way to do this is first person calls out the target. Lock on, fire. Both members need to be locked on. As the first person fires, the second person waits 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, then fires. Takes a while for the countermeasures to reload. Call in your hits. So if an aircraft is going down, let HQ know, and if you suspected of carrying infantry, finish it off. That'll catch them in the secondary. Yeah, you want to call out the direction, and where you think the chopper's gonna fall, or jet, or whatever, as we have documented cases of that being an issue.
That was really nice.
That was
Yay.
close.
Either you guys burn your feet. Yeah, you burnt your feet.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Oh.
Ooh, hear that shrapnel.
Oh, guess I didn't have a lock. Dang. Fucked myself up there.
Oh.
Aircraft
Did you
down,
get hit by the
splashing.
shrapnel?
Oh yeah, I went down.
Wow, that's cool.
I remembered actually.
Got tone. Firing.
Where?
Fuck, where is it? Oh, there it is.
South
Missed him.
Going overhead.
North now.
Firing.
Shot.
Oh, nice.
Defeated. Defeated.
Loading.
Good.
I've got 6 Ks out. I still can't see that bastard.
Up to the northeast now. North, dead north, coming at us.
Firing again.
It's not that one. Nice shot.
No.
Down.
That's why you don't shoot them when they're coming towards you.
This is bomb dropping.
What's that?
Yes, front, northwest.
I can see.
Outlock, outlock.
There's absolutely no coordination in that. How cool is that?
Really?